Greetings, welcome back to Chainsaw Boy rather. We are back to watch episode 7 of Chainsaw Boy. Now last episode, let's just say it wasn't that good. A lot of, I guess you could say, logic problems. Characters were not really doing much in their situation when logically they probably should have been doing more. And I found that to be problematic, but it has been now like a week since I watched episode 6, and I've had some more time to think on it. And I think what I've come to realize is that I was completely right. Honestly, the show is kinda shit. No, I'm kidding. I have come to realize that I don't really look forward to this show. I will say, don't get me wrong, it's a good show still, it's just not really for me. For instance, recently, I watched a show that has a second season going on right now, at the time of me recording this, and I was like, second season of a show I've never watched. I'm gonna watch the first season. And then I started the first episode. And holy shit, I binged that show. Why? Because it was interesting. The characters were interesting. The dynamic between characters was interesting. What is this show, you may ask? Well, it's Kyoko Suiri. I'm sure it's on the screen right now. Point is, that show focuses so much more on just dialogue and character interactions and characters in general. But I just realized while watching that show, the first season of it, I realized how much more I enjoyed just watching this random show that I found than Chainsaw Boy, the most anticipated and hyped up show in the last few years, besides Attack on Titan, of course. And here I am, watching episode 7 of this show, and I'm still not really interested. You know, nothing in this show so far has given me any real, I guess, reason to get attached. But we can only hope that episode 7 makes the show better. Last episode, one of the questions I wrote down was, why does the devil want Denji, specifically? And I'm hoping we get an answer to that one, other than just, devil afraid of chainsaws for some reason. In any case, let's just get into it, shall we? Oh yeah, and last time, right, Aki here got stabbed, and Denji was the only one who came up with the idea of, how about we fight the devil instead of betraying our friends? Well, co-workers. I don't think they're friends just yet. But yeah, Aki protected Denji. Personally, I don't think Denji would have even died from a stab wound. Alright, there he goes. There he goes. You know, not to, I don't want to stop it too much, but, in the middle of a fight, but, I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but I really don't think this music fits. I mean, listen to this. You know, it's some sort of heavy death metal type stuff, and don't get me wrong, I grew up listening to all kinds of heavy metal and death metal, but this is not the correct way to use it. This is not really, in my opinion, in my personal, honest opinion, I don't think this is the best place to use that. I just don't. Something feels wrong. Not to mention, I can't even tell what the hell is going on. I wouldn't call this much of a fight scene, more of a bunch of cuts here and there of animation moving. There's no real, actual, any kind of choreography or anything here. It's more just a bunch of quick cuts, quick movements, a bunch of bites, chainsaw guy getting hit and bitten and stuff like that. It's you can kinda-ish tell what's going on, but yeah, it just feels, I don't know, maybe it's the music. Maybe I just can't get behind the music, but something just feels wrong with having this kind of weird, heavy death metal music behind this fight scene. Not to mention, there seems to be no real tension. We already know he's going to win somehow. Either he somehow goes wild and kills him, or someone's gonna come help him, or something. You know, we already know he's gonna win, so it's like there's no real tension, right? So who the fuck is this guy? Her previous partner, maybe? It's interesting how much more interested I am whenever it's these character interaction moments, because these moments are just so much more interesting than this. You know? It's just these moments, these calm moments, actual like two characters talking seriously about like their experiences and like people they've lost and so on and so forth. That shit is so much more interesting. It's preference. It's my preference. I'm the type of person who enjoys, you know, RPGs with stories and stuff like that, rather than first-person shooters, you know, high-octane, intense, like, combat, very reaction-timey, that type of stuff, right? I'm more of a RPG player who enjoys stories and that kind of person. I suppose it just comes down to preference, but I'm just saying that a lot of these shows, like, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen and this show and Demon Slayer, even Demon Slayer, honestly, was better than this. They go do all kinds of cool fights, but at least they have some sort of storyline. And the main character is not like a completely unlikable douchebag. You know, whatever, let's move on. They're trying to make this point of like, as he said, even devils are afraid of what they don't understand. But so far, you've shown that most devils, if not all of them, are incapable of rational thought, which means they wouldn't even be trying to understand anyone. They're just insane themselves. They just go out and try to kill humans and drink their blood and shit. You say this as if devils are capable of rational thought and actually understanding something, which maybe they are capable, but they'd never do this. They don't try to understand anything. They're just as crazed and insane as the crazed and insane devil hunters that you're talking about. They talk about the gun devil as if he's some sort of ultimate evil or something. But the one thing I don't think they've ever talked about is simply the origin of the devils. Where are they coming from? How are they born? Has no one tried to like find the origin of devils? You know, like I don't think they've ever mentioned what the origin is. Where do they come from? How and why? I don't think they've ever mentioned anything about that. They just kind of made it seem like devils are just kind of a everyday occurrence kind of thing. Let's think about this for a second. There's a lot to unpack here. It's the kind of devil that can kill hundreds of people in seconds. And yet, why has it only appeared once? When you start thinking, when you start using your brain, right? You start thinking, okay, this gun devil, it exists. Or at least we'll go off the assumption that it exists. It appeared and it blew apart like what was it? Millions of people in like a couple of hours or something? Or I don't remember exactly. The gun devil killed millions of people in 5 minutes. So where is it? It disappeared. What does that mean? Assuming that it didn't die somehow, what is it doing? Where is it? If it was evil, why isn't it just rampaging? If it's that powerful, it's not like it's afraid of anything. It would just constantly be killing. Not to mention, like, if we assume that all devils get more powerful the more they're feared, and you're already that powerful, why aren't you just constantly killing people and rampaging to have more people fear you, and you become even more powerful? You would have thought that the gun devil by now would have just already obliterated the entire planet. So why isn't he? Where is he? What is he doing? It's not going on a rampage. Why? Does it not want to? Maybe it's not conscious. Maybe it doesn't necessarily do it on purpose. Maybe it's a peaceful devil. Maybe something happened that forced him into that position. Maybe he can't do it all the time. Maybe he's not that powerful all the time. There's so many questions. Ultimately, the fact that this gun devil isn't just constantly killing people means that there's a reason why he's not killing people. Either he cannot kill people or he doesn't want to. If he doesn't want to, what could be happening to make him not want to? Is he rational? Is he actually not that bad? Caused like millions of people to die, but why? Why would he do that? We keep saying that this gun devil is some sort of big-ass ultimate devil that is super powerful, needs to be destroyed or something, and that's their main goal. Have they not thought about the question of why is he not going on a rampage? If he's truly evil, if the gun devil is truly evil, why isn't he killing people right now? If he's that powerful, you can just go on a rampage anyway, which means either he can't or he doesn't want to. Except, stuff like this is never brought up. There's all these questions that start popping up when you start thinking of the story logically. The fuck is wrong with them? They're still stuck here? Why are they just sitting here? They've been apparently sitting here and doing nothing for 3 days now. I'm guessing Denji is still, fighting. Why is she doing nothing? Go help him! Sitting here, doing nothing, is literally doing nothing. Nothing's gonna happen by just sitting here doing nothing. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? If I was there, in any of their position, I'd be like, you know what? There's no point in sitting here. I'm gonna go help Denji fight the fucking devil. I have all kinds of devil powers. I'm just gonna go fight. What's the worst that can happen? Either I die slowly of starvation, or I'm gonna try to kill the devil and get myself out of here. Am I the only one who thinks this is just stupid somehow? All I'm asking is just logical actions, common sense actions from the characters. There's no way these characters who have abilities to fight devils, that's their whole job. Why aren't you just going there and trying to help Denji to fight? What the hell are they doing here? I have to be missing something, otherwise this literally just doesn't make sense. Straight up, when Denji jumped in there and started fighting, right? I was fully thinking, okay, everyone's gonna see his example, and then they're gonna go help him. Because, what else is there to do? You have no other options anyway. Just go help him, try to kill the devil and get out of here. No, let's just let him fight down there, and let's go hang out at those rooms over there in the hotel and starve to death, because we're fucking smart, right? So Denji just did everything for them, and they just sat there for 3 days doing nothing, while having Denji do everything for them. So what if Denji got injured? What if Denji didn't win the fight? It's so bafflingly idiotic. I mean, there's no other way to explain this, right? They were just here, sitting. You didn't show them fighting, which means, you could have said they went and helped Denji, and you showed them fighting for a while, and then they exhausted themselves. One of them takes a break, the others keep fighting, and then they switch, so they fight in shifts. That could have been a thing. But you just showed that they're all sitting here doing nothing. They've just been here for 3 days doing nothing. Like, what is Power doing? She's like the second most powerful one, right? Maybe even the most powerful one. What is she doing? Sleeping. Either I'm losing my fucking mind, or this is dumb. Like, straight up dumb. It's not like Denji was like, don't get involved, you know, it's too dangerous. I'll handle it on my own. He just jumped in there because he had no choice. And the others were like, oh, let's just do nothing. Let's just starve to death and hope that Denji manages to beat him somehow. This is idiotic. There's no way anyone can defend this. Like, please, if you have if you're watching this and you have an explanation to why no one helped them at all, please, by all means. And no, if there was some sort of explanation in the manga, it does not count. If there is some sort of explanation in the anime that I have missed, then please, by all means, enlighten me. But from what I can tell, they left Denji to fight on his own for 3 days, while they did absolutely fucking nothing. Yeah. Yeah, funny you say that. You didn't help him at all. Like, if they were like, okay, Denji is willing to fight, and, you know, the rest of us were going to literally betray him and feed him to the devil instead of fighting the devil, you know, and seeing him risk his life, and they were like, you know what, we should probably help him. And then they go and fight, right? And then after this, all of them, like, go to Denji and tell him that, you know, they're sorry that they even thought about betraying him so easily instead of fighting first. Then I could have understood, but like, they did nothing. He just fought on his own for 3 days. They didn't even try to help him. Dumb, fucking dumb. What? Why? With so many devils targeting Denji? Why? They have not explained. Legitimately, they have literally not explained why devils are targeting Denji. As far as I know, and I'm hoping that I'm not forgetting any important piece of information here, but I'm pretty sure they have not explained why they target Denji. First off, the Bat Devil had no idea who Denji was. The devils had no idea who the fuck Denji was. And then Denji killed the Bat Devil, killed the other one as well. But now, all of a sudden, like, every devil knows Denji? Do they have some sort of Discord server that they all are a part of? All the devils are a part of? And then, like, information spreads that, oh, there's this chainsaw guy called Denji that we should probably, like, kill or something. How the fuck would they know? It's not like they're calling each other, you know? What? How the fuck is word spreading so fast between the devils? Are they communicating with each other? You know, another big-ass massive problem of how the fuck do these devils even know Denji? Not to mention, even if they know Denji, why are they targeting him? Why would they be? I would think they're targeting the gun devil because they want to grow stronger, so they want to get a piece of flesh from the gun devil to become stronger. That makes sense, right? Why the fuck would they be targeting Denji? It's not like they grow stronger by eating Denji's flesh, so why the fuck are they targeting Denji? Random thing that just is never explained. They just want Denji because they want Denji for some reason. Notice how they haven't even addressed the rest of the guys basically would just wanted to betray Denji and kill him. They haven't addressed that yet. If they don't address that by the end of this episode, then it's like, it's like Denji, as I said last episode, he just does not give a shit. God damn it. Yep. I mean, I saw this coming. And I'm pretty sure the whole point of having Denji be targeted by that specific devil was so that he would just forgive the betrayal immediately, because he's the only character that would immediately just forgive the betrayal. That was the whole point, I'm pretty sure.
狐の悪魔は人間に友好的だから、たくさんのデビルハンターと契約している。
東山小紅です。20歳です。契約してる悪魔は秘密で、趣味は美味しいものを食べることです。
まあバンバン死んでくよね。私の同期ももう公安にいないし。
デンジ君は私とキスしたいから死なないもんね。
俺、今日。
God, I want to skip this so bad.
それでキスって？
姫野さんとキスするとか、マキマさんに見られたくない。
チーブしないの？
でも同じくらい強い気持ちで、やっぱりベロキスしたい。今は一旦話を。
Okay, this is the most dumbest shit I've ever seen.
マキマさん。
Can we like move on to something that's actually interesting?
この間のデンジを狙った悪魔といい、最近少し悪魔の動きが怪しいですよ。マキマさんはデンジのこと何か知ってるんじゃないですか？
おや。
見られちゃった。マキマさんに見られた。でもなんだ、この感触が人じゃない。ゲロだ。
That is pretty traumatic. That is pretty traumatic. I'm sorry, but that's fucking disgusting. That is literally the most disgusting thing that I've seen all week. Maybe all year, actually. Yeah, I think it is the most disgusting thing I've seen all year.
あれ、デンジ君は？
デンジ君なら姫野先輩が背負って連れて行きましたよ。
暗い。どこだここ。水。
I believe he said water, not beer. The worst thing you want to happen is drink beer to a fucking massive hangover. But I suppose if it comes from the mouth of a pretty lady, then I suppose it's fine.
そういや君、マキマさんのことラブでしょ。
Well, this is one thing they're getting right. This is basically like waking up in the middle of the night, 2 hours after your massive drinking spree. You wake up with a massive headache, you're still insanely dizzy, and you feel like complete shit, and you look completely dazed.
そんなやめときゃいいのに。もう、アキ君もあんな照れちゃってさ。もう牛。
I mean, honestly, the show would be honestly better off if Denji actually started liking her more than Makima, I think. One of the things, I've always liked more is when instead of constantly fawning over the main girl, as it were, they actually fall in love with a side character more. Like a side character actually becomes the main romance interest. But it's unlikely that they're gonna do that here. I mean, honestly, I like her more than Makima right now because we literally have no idea about what Makima does or is or what she doesn't ever really appear. She doesn't do anything. I would probably like Makima more if we actually saw her do something. Like, I'm sure she's interesting and smart and has a lot of mastermind plans going on, but we don't see her doing anything. But it is what it is, This whole second half of the episode has been complete shit in my opinion. So episode has ended. We ended off on this. Now, if we go based off of this show's track record, the next episode is gonna start right off here, and then something's gonna happen. Either Denji's gonna be like, hell yeah, brother, let's do the sex, right? And then she's gonna be like, haha, I was just kidding. Then we move on. Or what I'm hoping is gonna happen is that we skip to the next day and then they wake up in the bed together. They actually had sex. That's what I'm hoping is gonna happen, straight up. As I said in a couple episodes prior to this, I'm hoping that they get it over and done with, right? This whole Denji being a horny 12-year-old is getting old very quickly, which is why I'm hoping someone just fucking fucks him and then they're done with it. They move on, you know, whatever. Other than that, let's see. I think, yeah, the biggest goddamn annoyance of this episode to me was the fact that they just let Denji fight on his own without even trying to help. I think that, to me, is like just so ridiculously stupid. You know, it's one thing having side characters not help the main character fight when they would just get in the way. But this is not a fight where they would get in the way. This is seemingly all they need to do is just attack the devil a lot and slice him up a lot and enough to find the heart, and then just wear him down and find the heart and kill the heart. And I feel like they can definitely help him, but instead they just sit here for 3 days, do nothing, you know? Like, I understand Aki being in bed, he got stabbed, but the other ones, like, okay, the guy, this guy, can't do anything because he also has a pact with the Fox Devil, apparently, which Aki showed that it can't come here, right? Okay, fine. You can't do anything. What about this girl, though? Who knows? We don't know what her power is. Maybe her power is not really offensive. Okay, she can't do anything either. But her? She has a very strong power with the ghost arm. She can literally assist Denji very well. Help kill the devil. There's no reason not to. And then, obviously, Aki's in bed, right? Okay. But what about power? What is she doing here? Why isn't she fighting? Take out your fucking blood weapons or whatnot, and then go fight. We know she's very strong. We saw her fucking obliterate that other devil, right? Like, I just don't understand what the explanation here is of why they're not fighting. It's not like Power fought before and was exhausted or anything. No, she hasn't fought this entire time. The last time she fought anything was that time we saw her obliterate that one devil. She didn't fight the Bat Devil. She didn't fight the other devil that came after the Bat Devil. And now she hasn't fought at all here. She didn't even help fight the same devil when it was just one head and a couple arms. You know, like, why isn't Power helping? No fucking clue. Why isn't she helping? I don't know. It's just so, like, bafflingly stupid. Like, why aren't they doing something? Why aren't they helping Denji? I don't know. There's no explanation. But, you know, it seems like this is like a constant running theme of this show where every episode has some sort of question that just doesn't make sense. Like, something happens that doesn't make sense and they never explain it. I also mentioned how they needed to have these two apologize to Denji. By the end of the episode, they should have had this happen, but they didn't. Instead of having this moment where we focus on these two characters and they're like ashamed and feel guilty because they wanted to betray Denji, right? And try to kill him. And, you know, they get Denji alone and they fully apologize to him. You know, he having grown up, having people constantly treat him like dirt and use him would be like maybe shocked and surprised to see people like bowing to him and saying they're sorry, right? You could have some sort of development there. You could have had a moment, just like 2 minutes, quick 2 minutes, maybe even 1 minute of them just apologizing. But instead you had this fucking stupid ass flirting, all kinds of flirting shit, talking about kissing, puking in each other's mouths, you know, like, you're just wasting all this time joking around, fucking around, doing nothing, saying nothing, having these wannabe funny moments when even though they're not funny moments, instead of having actual logical follow-ups to certain problems. Like, you know, these two apologizing to Denji, you know, scene that should have happened in my opinion. Instead of having that, you just do all this bullshit. And then we're introducing some characters that probably never show up again after this. And obviously, you know, they make it seem as if Makima knows something. They even ask the question, do you know what Denji's deal is? And she's like, I'm not gonna tell you. Fuck you. Look, it's fine to have scenes where characters just kind of talk and shoot the shit and like just hang out. But all of that happens after the required scenes, which would be those two characters apologizing to Denji for trying to kill him. You know, those scenes have to happen. This might happen later, and it better, but it's just annoying to me that certain scenes that should happen just don't. And then obviously this fucking puke scene, completely unnecessary in my opinion. It was disgusting. But, and then what's the point of this, like, flashback? Another bullshit scene that just, oh, they're eating puke, and then we go back to him throwing up in the toilet because he ate puke. It's like, what's the actual point of any of these scenes? There is no point. This whole puking in each other's mouths, it's completely pointless. And they're probably gonna completely just gloss over this whole scene. It's not like this is gonna be an important part of his character or anything. And then we move on to this. Well animated, sure, but like completely pointless. Now, if these two had some sort of relationship, and they actually had a bond, and like they cared about each other and stuff like that, I would be all for this scene. I would be all for this scene. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have a relationship. They don't even like each other romantically, not really, I don't think so. It seems like she's more interested in Aki, he's more interested in Makima. You know, they don't have any kind of bond. Maybe could have understood this more if she actually like fought with him and protected him, but she was gonna allow him to get stabbed. Like, it just does not really make sense. This whole thing just does not follow the last episode and the rest of this episode well. It just doesn't really make much sense. Kissing and like casual sex and like casual kissing, and this shit happens all the time. But for a show, no one really cares about casual sex and casual kissing and casual groping of boob. You know, like casual does not really translate into a good story. As I said, I think this scene could be really intimate if these two characters actually cared about each other a lot. You know, I would care so much more about this scene if these two characters actually had some sort of relationship and like cared about each other a lot, and I would be so much more into the scene, but I don't care about any of this. And it's just weird that they are doing this, considering how they don't even like each other, you know, romantically. Like, yeah, sexually, sure, maybe they find each other attractive, but like, even so, yeah, okay, they're gonna have sex, sure, but I don't care. So why are you putting that much emphasis on showing this whole scene in the first place? It's like completely a waste of screen time. There's no meaning behind this whole scene, so it's like, I don't care, if that makes sense. But I think I've ranted enough about the pointlessness of this whole scene. The flashback and then the throwing up here, it's like, all of this is pointless. Basically, I would say from 1830 to 2230. So 4 minutes of completely pointless scenes that will not amount to anything. Essentially, I think the show just feels like they don't want to go into any kind of serious relationships or serious actual bonds between characters. Now, you might argue, like, oh, the characters don't want to get into relationships because of their line of work, but like at the same time, that's boring. For a show, for a story, that's boring. In any case, I guess we'll leave it off there for today. That's been episode 7 of Chainsaw Man. Final thoughts, questions that are not answered, characters do things that don't make sense, scenes that should happen don't happen. Essentially, a lot of problems. This episode, honestly, I'm gonna say even worse than the previous episode, unfortunately. We did learn a couple of things, but mainly we just learned that no one knows why Denji is being targeted, and as I said, I'm reminding you that I made a condition. If Denji turns out to be some sort of chosen one, I am dropping this show. Non-negotiable. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in episode 8 of Chainsaw Boy.